on Sports Central tonight.
Games return. The third Asian Youth Games 2025 kicks off in Bahrain, with the event returning after 12 long years.
I declare the third Asian Youth Games 2025 in Bahrain open. Walillah al-tawfiq.
Back to the top. Australia takes the tabletop spot once again after Sutherland Gardner all-round performance steers the team to a further cementing position ahead of the semi-finals of the tournament.
Up and over, does exactly just that. Some style to finish off a magnificent win for Australia. They remain undefeated.
Series level. Pakistan's brief hope quickly crumbles as South Africa seal victory with ease, dismissing Babar Azam early and collapsing the innings along with chasing 68 runs in just one session.
Use of the feet, it's out the middle, does it go the whole way? It does. There is the victory for South Africa. The World Test champions start their campaign with a levelled series. Dominated in the first test, turned things around brilliantly in the second. If you think Pakistan...
3 in a row. Japan's Daiki Hashimoto captures his third consecutive men's individual all-round crown at the World Artistic Gymnastics Championships.
From Studio 24C, this is Sports Central. And now, here's Renut Varnasurya.
Hello and welcome to Derana Sports Central. Well, as always, we have a packed rundown, and this is the go-to source to know everything about sports right here on the home turf and around the globe. And we start off with the Asian Youth Games. The opening ceremony of the third Asian Youth Games 2025 took place in Manama, Bahrain last evening. The sports event is being held after a lapse of 12 years.
I declare the third Asian Youth Games 2025 in Bahrain open. Walillah al-tawfiq.
For the first time in the history of Asian Youth Games, the opening ceremony was held indoors at the Exhibition World Bahrain complex. The opening program highlighted Bahrain's rich culture and traditions. More than 8,000 athletes from 45 national Olympic committees are taking part in this year's games. Sri Lanka has fielded a 100-member strong team which comprises of 56 men and 44 women for this year's event. The ceremony was wrapped up with the lighting of the flame of the 2025 Asian Youth Games. The third Asian Youth Games will conclude on the 31st of October.
The 46th National Junior Championship Under-21 Men's Hockey Tournament got underway today. Organised by Matale Hockey Association, support of the Sri Lanka Hockey Federation, the tournament began this morning at Matale.
10 teams are vying for honours at the National Junior Hockey Championship this year. The tournament began this morning at the Matale AstroTurf with the participation of the officials of the Sri Lanka Hockey Federation and Matale Hockey Association. The tournament began today with the match between Trade Services Association and the Sri Lanka Schools Association team. The preliminary round will be held in a league format with 4 groups, and the second round will be held in a knockout format.
In a quiet corner of Matara, far from the spotlight, a group of determined young students are rewriting the story of sports. Armed with nothing but great discipline and a shared dream, these budding boxers from a humble school are proving that talent knows no boundaries and that true champions can rise from even the most unexpected places.
This is Korumburuwana Mahavidyalaya in Ransagoda, Matara. With around 550 students here, it is one of the many schools in the country with lack of facilities for sports. However, Korumburuwana Mahavidyalaya is making headlines in sports as of late, as it has produced a number of talented boxers.
දෙදස් දහනමේ පත්වීම අරගෙන කොළඹුරුවාන මහාවිද්‍යාලයට පැමිණියේ. ආවට පස්සේ තමයි
I came to Korumburuwana Mahavidyalaya in 2019. Thereafter, boxing was started here. In 2020, we won both men's and women's titles at the National Junior Boxing Championship. Thereafter, we took part in all island boxing events in 2022, 23 and 24 and recorded remarkable victories. 2 boxers, a girl and a boy from our school toured India also.
සහභාගී වෙලා විශිෂ්ට ජයග්‍රහණ උදා කරගත්තා.
බොක්සිං ක්‍රීඩාව කියන්නේ ගෘහස්ත ක්‍රීඩාවක්.
Boxing is an indoor sport. However, we train in outdoor. When there is either rain or high temperature, we miss training. We even don't have a place to hang the punching bag. Since we don't have an indoor sports complex, we practice in open areas. If we are given an indoor sports facility, we would be able to bring in more victories.
ජයග්‍රහණ ගන්න අපි යොසුලු කටයුතු කළා තියෙනවා.
2022 තමයි බොක්සිං ක්‍රීඩාවට එන්නේ. ඊට පස්සේ 2023 මම ඉන්දියන් ටුවර් එකට යනවා.
I started boxing in 2022. Then in 2023, I toured India. In 2025, I brought in an Asian medal for Sri Lanka following a fight with a Vietnam boxer. Then again in 2025, I won the gold medal at the All-Ireland Inter-School Boxing Championship after a fight with a Hema Mali boxer. I also won the Best Boxer title.
තාම අපිට ක්‍රීඩාගාරයක් වන්නේ අපි කම්බුරුපිටියේ බොක්සිං හෝල් එකට යනවා ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරන්න.
Despite the school is producing talented boxers, it does not have a proper place for these girls to practice and train. Sri Lankan authorities have begun a program to find the next Olympic medalists from Sri Lanka. If those talent scouts could travel to the school, they would be able to find enough talent to fulfill their dream.
The ATF Under-14 C2 Colombo Week 1 tennis tournament continued a fourth day at the Sri Lanka Tennis Association courts in Colombo today.
The quarterfinals of boys and girls tournaments were held today. In boys quarterfinals, Buvindu Jayawardena of Sri Lanka beat James Wang of Hong Kong. Shunril Leung of Hong Kong beat Swam Rath of India. Alex Almedida of Pilimates beat Nihal Reddy of India. Jayaraj Penupotilo of India beat Yannick Dodangmala of Australia. Accordingly, in the boys semi-finals, Buvindu meets Shuang Wing and Alex will meet Jayaraj. Meanwhile, the girls' semi-finals will be an all-Sri Lankan affair. Navya Banagala will meet Shashadri Fernando, while Denith Mayakanaka will meet Setuli Mutugama. The tournament features leading junior players from Sri Lanka, India, Hong Kong and Finland. It will continue until the 26th of October at the SLTA courts in Colombo.
We are heading into a short commercial break. More sporting highlights coming right after this. Stand by, you are watching Other Derana Sports Central. Welcome back to Other Derana Sports Central. It's time to get the updates from the ICC Women's World Cup 2025. Indomitable Australia were at it again, and this time with an unbroken 180-run stand between Annabelle Sutherland and Ashley Gardner, which dug them out of early trouble and put them back into the top spot on the World Cup with a 6-wicket win against England.
Batting first, England batters were well averaged throughout their batting lineup. Opener Tammy Beaumont gave a good start from the top with 78 runs, which came off 105 balls, mainly because of the spin wicket, which was a challenging one for the batters of both the sides.
Short ball comes out and that is punished. Well, she's lost her way here, Megan Shute.
There is that slower ball. It's been dragged leg side, long on, tall log on.
Apart from Beaumont, not much batters passed the 30-run mark except Alice Capsey, who contributed 38 from the middle.
That's nicely played for 4. Down leg side.
Pitching in line, impact in line, wickets hitting.
Charlie Dean and Sophia Dunkley contributed mildly, but the Australian bowlers utilised the spin wicket well. Annabelle Sutherland picked up 3 wickets, while Ashley Gardner and Sophie Mulnord picking 2 each, but once again Elena King picked up 1 wicket and became the key bowler to restrict England to total 244 with a bowling average of 2.0 in her 10 overs. It almost feels misguided to use the word trouble when it comes to an Australian side packed with so many gifted all-rounders and boasting such depth that anyone in their 11 can always get the job done. The Australian top order tumbled with Lindsay Smith striking early.
Leading edge straight to Smith. Outstanding. outstanding.
With 4 wickets already gone for just 68 runs in the 16th over, anyone would have thought the game would have gone in England's way. But all-rounders Annabel Sutherland and Ashley Gardner, who played a major part with the ball, didn't think twice to take the game away from England's side. They put up a 180-run partnership for the 5th wicket, with Gardner reaching the 100-run mark and Sutherland almost missing her century with 98.
100.
The two smashed 24 fours and steered the team back to the top of the table, chasing the target with almost 10 overs to spare.
Some style to finish off a magnificent win for Australia. They remain undefeated. It's a convincing win in the end by 6 wickets. A little below par here at Indoor, but England certainly made a fist of it because they got Litchfield and Vole and Perry very early.
Pakistan's brief hope quickly crumbled as South Africa's sealed victory eased dismissing Babar Azam early, collapsing the innings and chasing 68 in just one session. Simon Harmer started with 6 wickets, reaching 1,000 first-class dismissals.
Babar's little tickle into the onside of the day's second ball got him to a first home test half-century since 2022. But what should have been the bedrock of his innings was instead its culmination point. 3 balls later, he stepped back into the crease of a similar gentle off-spinner, but this one kept slightly low and wrapped him just below the knee roll to begin Pakistan's slide.
And out Harmer gets the ball to turn, stay down. He is absolutely dead.
Yeah, brilliant from Salman Harmer. He was so important in South Africa's cause.
Then Mohammad Rizwan, Norman Ali, Shaheen Afridi were dismissed back-to-back, with Simon Harmer starting his magic.
Strikes again. Oh, another one. That is 1,000 first-class wickets for Harmer.
Bit of hesitation. It's a direct hit. Both are on the floor. I think it's probably out. Shaheen Afridi was a little hesitant.
Just coming, the replay's coming up now. Yep, bails are off. Thank you. I'm ready to make my decision.
Salman Ali Aga tried to stabilise, but after he scored 28 runs, Keshav Maharaj involved to send him back to the pavilion.
Bowl in the straighter ball and chopping it on the stumps. Maharaj move working.
Pakistan could only gather 138 runs, posing South Africa a target of 68.
82 kilometres per hour, turned prodigiously, but well taken by Derana and quickly onto the stumps. Pakistan's innings of 138 comes.
With 1 day and 2 sessions remaining, South Africa calmly batted their way, with skipper Markram anchoring and scoring 42 from 45 balls, with the South Africa scoring 73 runs, losing just 2 wickets.
Down in that area, he waits for something just to...
Sweeps it. There is nobody on the fence leg side, so that'll just trickle away.
It took South Africa to a thumping 8-wicket series levelling win, their first in their defence of the World Test Championship title. For Pakistan, it is their first home defeat after winning the toss since they resorted to spin-friendly tracks at home. Their recent third innings, Malays, coming back to haunt them in its full splendour.
It's out the middle. Does it go the whole way? It does. There is the victory for South Africa. The World Test champions start their campaign with a levelled series. Dominated in the first test, turned things around brilliantly in the second. If you think Pakistan were 333 all out, South Africa were 210 for 7.
The series thoroughly deserves that.
There is the facts and figures. Shan Masood was wonderful for Pakistan at the start. They had a good foundation. Maharaj impressive with his 7-for, and they would have thought 333.
Meanwhile, Jofra Archer will not be considered for England's first one-day international against New Zealand on Sunday at a ground which holds unwelcome memories for the talismanic fast bowler. It is understood the decision is not injury-related and is instead tailored to suit Archer's Ashes build-up, as he is set to arrive to New Zealand on Saturday morning alongside fellow Express quick Mark Wood and Josh Tongue. Neither Wood nor Tongue are in England's squad for 3 ODIs against the Kiwis, with Archer likely to feature in Hamilton and Wellington next week after skipping the series opener in Mount Maunganui. Is where the 30-year-old played his first overseas test in November 2019, with England heavily criticised for overbowling him as he sent down 42 overs in one innings on a desperately flat pitch. Archer endured numerous injury struggles in the years that followed, with stress fractures in his lower back and right elbow, but made a heartwarming comeback this summer for his first test since 2021 February. Moving to the basketball court now, Tyrese Maxey tossed in a game-high 40 points and rookie Vijay Edgecombe got off to a historic debut with 34 to lead the visiting Philadelphia 76ers to a 117-116 victory over the Boston Celtics last night in the NBA opener for each team.
Rodney Mott, Michael Smith combined 90 seasons of NBA.
Boston trailed 117-116 after Edgecombe missed 2 free throw attempts with 8.5 seconds left, but Peyton Pritchard missed 2 shots on Boston's final possession. Edgecombe, the third pick in this year's NBA draft, rang up the third most points in an NBA debut all-time and the most since Wilt Chamberlain totaled 43 on October 24th, 1959.
It's a three. That area. Good Hauser getting up there, but Edgecombe corrals it for Philly. Barlow shot out of a cannon. Tillman defending right off the bench, and he 0 for 3, 0 for 2 from downtown.
And beat hasn't touched the paint.
Nice move from Jaylen Brown, getting himself involved. This is back reflected Maxey, just like a lightning bolt. Can't turn.
The All Sixers record for the most points by a player in his first game was 30, set by Allen Iverson on November 1st, 1996 versus the Milwaukee Bucks. He also had 7 rebounds and 3 assists. Boston received 25 points from both Derek White and Jaylen Brown. The Celtics were 11 of 43 from 3-point territory. Philadelphia's Joel Embiid was on a minutes restriction and had 4 points and 6 rebounds in 20 minutes. Embiid, who was 1 of 9 from the field, had arthroscopic surgery on his left knee in April.
It's Pritchard from the baseline, missed it. And the Sixers come into the Garden and spoil the season opener.
We're heading into another short commercial break. More sporting action coming right after this. Stand by, you're watching Other Derana Sports Central. Welcome back to Other Derana Sports Central. Japan's Daiki Hashimoto captured his 3rd consecutive men's individual all-round crown at the World Artistic Gymnastics Championship, a distinction previously accomplished only by his compatriot Kohei Ushimura.
The 24-year-old tallied 85.131 points to edge out China's Zhang Boing, who took silver with 84.333, while Switzerland's Noé Seifert claimed a surprise bronze on 82.831. Hashimoto, who claimed gold at the Tokyo Games and world titles in 2022 and 2023, returned to form in the Indonesian capital after disappointing 6th-place finish at last year's Paris game, when a finger injury hampered his performance. Hashimoto said the setback of missing the podium in Paris eased the weight of comparisons with Uchimura, who won 6 consecutive world titles between 2009 and 2015. He stated that he thinks of Uchimura as superhuman and that he wants to do something that he is superhuman too. He added that being able to compete for his record is one of the greatest joys of his life. The final produced a tense showdown between Hashimoto, Japan's reigning Olympic champion Shinosuke Oka, and Olympic silver medalist Zhang. The 3 traded places throughout the evening, separated by fractions on the scoreboard. Hashimoto said that it was very tough and close battle until the very end, but he trusted himself and was able to stay focused on his performance. Further speaking, he added that he thinks that the belief in himself led to the final result, and when he nailed the high bar at the end, it felt amazing. Meanwhile, the hosting nation Indonesia, the world's largest Muslim majority country, denied visas to Israeli gymnasts earlier this month amid an outcry over Israel's military offensive in Gaza, barring them from competing at the World Artistic Gymnastics Championship in Jakarta. The International Olympic Committee urged international sports federations not to host any sports events in Indonesia after their ban on Israeli gymnastics.
Moving to some Formula 1 updates now. Mercedes chief Toto Wolff has admitted he made a mistake as his attempts to sign Max Verstappen earlier this year became destabilizing for the team. For a second successive year, Wolff publicly admitted he was trying to sign the 4-time world champion from Red Bull, with his 2025 attempts revealed by Mercedes driver George Russell, who said in June that the situation was delaying his own contract from being extended.
Verstappen confirmed in late July that he would stay with Red Bull for at least another season, but was then photographed socializing with Wolff on the Austrian yacht in Sardinia during the sports summer break in August. Mercedes finally announced new contracts for Russell and his teammate Kimi Antonelli last week ahead of the United States Grand Prix. Wolff stated that the truth is that you've got to learn from the mistake and that there wasn't any on-purpose flirting, it's just a coincidence. He added that it was clear that they need to have the conversation and then they ended up in the same place in the summer, which obviously doesn't look good and is destabilizing for everyone. Wolff was asked during his post-race briefing in Austin on Sunday after Verstappen had completed a sprint and Grand Prix double to continue his surge back into the title contention to clarify his earlier remarks and appear to retract his mistake description. The fact that Russell and Antonelli were both on the official confirm for 2026 means speculation over Verstappen's switch to Mercedes in 2027 remains. And with Russell's contract understood to stretch over multiple years, the more likely pairing should Verstappen be convinced to join Mercedes would appear to be with the Brit as opposed to Antonelli. Pressed on the possibility of a future Russell-Verstappen pairing, Wolff added that certainly it will be a good entertainment for everyone, but they don't want to create any rumors. The team principal added that Kimi and George is what they want to do in the future and going forward, and it's a good lineup.
Yannick Sinner was on song with a Vienna Walls over opponent Daniel Lambertet at the Erste Bank Open to maintain his year-end #1 hopes.
The top seed and 2023 Vienna champion overwhelmed Altmaier, racing to the finish in just 58 minutes. Sinner, who was forced to retire from the third round of his Shanghai title defense earlier this month, also extended his winning streak on indoor hard courts to 17 matches. Sinner will next meet fellow countryman Flavio Cobolli, who defeated Czech Thomas Makak 7-6, 8-6, 6-2, while last week's Almaty champion Daniil Medvedev overcame Nuno Borges' 6-4, 6-7, 9-7, 6-2 to keep alive his late-season push to qualify for the Netto ATP Finals in Turin.
Well, that is it from us at Sports Central on Other Derana News Channel. Stay tuned as we bring more highlights and action right here from the home turf and around the globe. Well then, until tomorrow, I am Vinod Varnasurya signing off. Have a good night.